Hello everyone, how are we all feeling today? Write in the comments, I would love to read them. You can also share your trading successes, ask questions, or suggest topics for future videos, so get typing. And before we begin, I would like to invite you to join our free Telegram community, where I share tips and strategies every day. It's 100% free and you can join by clicking the link in the description below. Now let's head over to the platform and have a look at what I prepared for you today. Before we start trading, we're going to get our platform all set up and get ready for today's strategy. First thing we're going to do is we're going to set our candle period to 15 seconds. Next up, we're just going to make sure that our expiration time is set to 1 minute, and then we're going to add our indicator. Today we're going to be using the Vortex Indicator. We're going to add that to our chart, and then we are just going to change the period to 27. This is the most important part, and what we're going to do is we're going to look for crosses on the vortex, and we're going to play these crosses. When the green breaks through the red, we're going to take a buy, and when the red breaks through the green, we will be taking a sell. And that's it. Now that our platform is all set up, we can start hunting for trades. Now that our platform's all set up for this strategy, we're just going to flip through some assets and see if we can find assets where the vortex is close to crossing over or busy crossing over. Because it's a 15-second chart, it won't take too long for us to find some nice entries. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, quick explanation. I'm going to take a sell trade here. I got in a little bit late here. If this pulls back, I'll take a few more trades. We had price coming in a downwards direction. It came back to this area here, made a new low, came back to this area, and it failed. And then it started moving downwards again. And when on this last downwards move, we got the vortex crossover as well. This is a very good setup. This is something that I will trade quite often if I see it. If I see it happening, this is the ideal setup. Although I would have liked to get in at this price here. I saw this a little bit late, but let's see what happens. We're halfway through the trade. It's a little bit worrying that price got stuck on this value again. But it seems like it's going to be moving down. We've got 20 seconds left on this. Let's see what happens. It's very important to wait for the confirmation of the candle, of the crossovers. Because the reason for this is sometimes you will see the vortex looks like it's crossing over, but then it opens up again. And the reason for this, good entry on that by the way. The reason for this is that most indicators are calculated using the closing price of a candle. Now, while this candle is open, this price we see here that keeps changing is the current closing price of the candle. And this keeps changing while this candle is open. It's only once we see a new candle form that the close of this candle will be fixed. So while the candle is open, we'll see fluctuations in the price until it closes. This one closed now, this closing price will never change again. But this keeps changing while the candle is open. And that's why you sometimes get what looks like a crossover, but then it opens up again. And you can keep this in mind for any strategy you use that uses crossovers, whether it's MACD, stochastic, vortex, anything you use that uses crossovers. This is important to keep in mind. Wait for the confirmation. That's what we mean when we say we wait for confirmation of the entry. We wait to see if by the time the candle closes, the crossover has taken place, because once it closes, it cannot change again. But while the candle is still open, we see quite often, we see a big candle. Let's take this candle, for example. We had a big green candle, but it came back all the way down again. So sometimes that will void crossovers for you. Let's see if we can pick up another trade on a different asset. I avoid assets that's where the vortex is crossing over regularly like this. I like to find assets where this is happening, where it's pulls apart for quite a while and then comes back and turns over. And like I said, because it's a 15-second chart, we won't really wait too long before we can find another entry. This looks like it might give us an entry soon, but soon will be in the next 2 or 3 minutes. We missed a very nice entry there. Again, let's keep an eye on this. We had price come down and started pushing up. Tested this area here twice, and we did form a new low here after it came down. So if this continues to drop, I would take an entry on this, but it looks like it's pushing. Maybe it's going to come and test this area again. let's get a channel on that quick, just to get an idea of what is happening. So we're looking at this area here. Let's see if price comes and tests this. If it breaks through, there's no way the vortex will cross over soon. If it rejects again, we might get a drop. And this is one of the things that's super important when we're trading. I am not trying to predict what's going to happen. I'm just identifying areas where something might happen. This is pushing through, so we're definitely not going to get a trade on this anytime soon. But it's important to understand that I'm not predicting what price is going to do. Instead, I'm just identifying areas where I could get entries from my strategies, and then I pay extra close attention to see if I actually do get an entry. All the strategies we use is designed with the idea that we follow price. We do not predict price. It's impossible. I've said this to so many people in the past. You have to change your mindset. The mindset of I'm trying to predict what price will do. You're going to have a very hard time and you're going to fail most of the time. If you're trying to do that, it's impossible for us to predict what price is going to do. Instead, we look at what price is doing, and then we simply follow what price is doing. So if we can see that price is busy moving upwards and one of our strategies tells us, look, it's time to take a buy, we're going to take a buy because we're following the upwards move that price is making. And the same goes for when price is busy dropping. We look for our strategies to tell us, look, this is happening at the moment, take a sell trade, it should continue to move for a while. So that's what we do. We never try to actually predict what price is doing. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to take a sell trade here. A bit late. Again, I would have liked to get in on top. If this pushes up a little bit, I'll take another buy here. Sometimes I miss entries in this way. I don't get in. You see it a little bit. You see the setup a little bit late, and you get in a little bit late. So sometimes to cover myself, if I get, let's say I took a trade in, my trade actually executed somewhere here, which is not ideal. The ideal trade, let's move this. The ideal trade was here. So sometimes when it pushes up, if I get a bad entry, I'll just add another one a little bit higher up. But let's see what happens with this. This is a very strong downwards move. We've got 15 seconds left on this. I doubt it's going to come back. We should see it push all the way down. Next stop should be around this area. That's the first potential stop that I think will happen. But again, I can speculate as to where price might go or might not go, as long as I don't trade on it. I do try to identify potential areas. Like I said, potential areas before they so let me put it this way. I try to identify potential setups before they actually happen. That's just so I know I need to pay a little bit extra attention in specific areas. When price goes into a certain area, I need to pay a little bit more attention, because I know from experience that my strategies might give me a trade entry in that area, but I don't take entries because I think it's going to hit a certain area or price is going towards a certain area. I don't take entries based off that. We had a good trade. Let's see if we can pick up one or two more. This I'm not comfortable with. We're seeing higher lows, lower highs. I'm going to stay out of that. The vortex is great if price is trending, especially to hook corrections in the trend. Those of you that's unfamiliar with corrections, let's see if we can find a very nice example. So this is a correction. Let's just switch this off quick. We'll do scroll. This is a correction in the trend. We have price coming up. This as well. We had price coming up, pushed back down, and then continued upwards. Pushed back down and continued upwards. So these are corrections. Same with this. Price came down, pushed back, came down more. This counts as well, basically, because we did see a push up and then the continuation downwards. Now that is what we call corrections in trend. Price never moves in a single only up or only down. It keeps making ups and downs as we move along, but these are corrections. So what I would look for is in a larger trend, when the vortex crosses bullish, for example, here, if we pushed up all the way to here and the vortex crossed bullish and it comes back down and crosses bearish again, I will go with the sell quite comfortably because we are moving in a downwards direction. Let's see if we can pick up something else. We had this here. Let's zoom in a little bit. I'm going to wait for this candle to close, because if this turns into a big red candle, this crossover will not be happening. So I'm going to wait for this. 5 seconds left before the candle closes. I'm going to take my trade. We had the bullish crossover confirmation, and I can see that, let's draw this in again. I can see that price was hitting this level, this area. Remember, when we talk about support and resistance, it's always an area. It's never a single price. So this will be a support area. So once this does reject and goes upwards, I can now expect, let's clone this. I can expect, because price did test this area here, I can expect it to probably test it again. Let's do this, move this up a little bit. Move this down a little bit like this. And we can see that we did indeed test this area. Now it's breaking through. Okay, good entry. And that's how I use the Vortex Indicator. It's a very simple strategy once you understand that we are not trying to predict what price is doing, and we are only simply trying to follow what it is doing. And if we take into account just some of the recent support and resistance areas, the Vortex can be a very useful tool. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. And if you ever need any more help, don't hesitate to message me directly. You'll find my contact details in the description below. I also have a small private community on Telegram where I conduct live trading sessions and demonstrate how these strategies work in real time. The first 10 people to contact me after this video goes live will receive a very nice bonus. That's it for me this week. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, may the pips be with you.